Okay, that's simply, this is the
But you
graphic I'm
only
going to
have an
run through.
80,000
So
NBA.
this is my replay proposal. Ah, we're back. I just handed it out. That's good. All right. This segment of the show brought to you by Calhoun's. I'm glad I didn't say anything off color there. This segment of our program brought to you by Calhoun's. If you're looking for live entertainment, folks, check out the patios at Calhoun's on the river, Calhoun's in Oak Ridge, Calhoun's in Maryville, and Calhoun's in Lenoir City. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, live music on the water every weekend. Calhoun's, the taste of Tennessee. Okay, now I'll talk to you. What we've got going here that I just handed out to these guys is my proposal for fixing replay. This is number one on my list of things to fix. I've got an idea. It's my idea for how I would fix replay because I think replay is getting out of control. I think we're doing too much of it. I think the NFL deciding because of one bad play that hurts your Saints that now they're going to have all these interference things reviewed. I think now you're going to have 10 weird calls this year trying to fix one bad one that you see that's a once in a lifetime kind of bad call. So how can we handle that? Well, here are my goals. Let's go ahead and put the goals up. What I wanted to do was obviously, get calls right, but do it without slowing the game down or creating indecisive officials, which I think you get some of this, all right? 2, create accountability for officials, which you don't really have a lot of now. 3, prevent conspiracy theories. That's the world we live in now. Prevent conspiracy theories about leagues and commissioners calling into the booth and saying, hey, do this, do that. So, how do I do that? Let me step you through my plan. First, no challenges by coaches. It's not done with challenges. This is an eyes in the sky system. So what you do is you take 3 former NCAA officials. If it's me, you get a former head referee, you get a former line judge, and a former back judge. So you get people who are used to calling different types of penalties across the board. You put them in a booth. They are all mic'd up. There is a camera in that booth. If 2 of the 3 officials, the eyes in the sky, think a call is an egregious, I use that word for a reason, an egregious miss, then they buzz down to the field and start a review. You have 90 seconds to review it. If you can't figure it out in 90 seconds, then it is not obvious. It is not indisputable video evidence. You move forward. But if in that 90 seconds, 2 of the 3 agree, or more, if you get all 3, but at least 2 of the 3 agree that the call was an egregious miss, then it is overturned. And at the end of the game, the replay officials meet with the media. Now, you're going to have to pay those replay officials because they're going to take a lot of heat from the fans based on calls. But I like the idea of having 3 people instead of 1. So it's more of a consensus, and it doesn't all come down to one poor sap who has to make that call. But the other big thing for me is you're getting a little bit of the rule, you're putting the rules back in the hands of the officials on the field, which I think we're losing. I like the idea of getting all the calls correct. And if replay did that, then I'd be for it. I don't think replay fixes all the calls on the field. So I would rather, if we're going to have somebody up there, it's a 50-50 call, and you got somebody in the booth who sees it one way, and I'm at home seeing it somewhere else, I'd just as soon have the guy on the field who's right on it make that call. That's my proposal. I need 3/4 of you to say you like that to make it pass. Do we have any doubters? Do we have any questions?
Well,
do you like it? Do you
do we
dislike
have
it?
to agree with all of these? I mean, the implementation of 3
Yep.
in a booth on site
This is
that
it.
do not have ties to either team through the years plus the cost would be my first thing that I would question. You
Okay.
know.
The one thing I wonder
Let's
about,
say we have, for this argument, let's say you got the money. So let's take out, on all these, yours included,
Okay.
let's take out the
Financial strength.
financial stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
the collaborative replay the SEC has, you don't like that as much as having 3 guys in the booth at the same time, as opposed to having some folks in Birmingham.
If you put a camera and microphones in Birmingham, I'd feel better about it. But yeah, I think that if the replay official is not connected to the league, now you're going to be employed by someone, but notice I said NCAA officials. I would like to see the NCAA handle this part of it rather than the leagues. Because I think when the league handles it, it gets back to that conspiracy theory.
Right.
And that's why I think the AAF had it right with their eye in the sky. You saw, the first night they did it, you heard the woman ref up there saying, okay, it was going to go with this because look at the video. Oh, wait, here's new video. I'm going the other way. That's a touchdown. I thought that was excellent. It was quick. It was to the point. I liked it. Any other problems?
With the 90 seconds, 90 seconds are up, what happens? If they haven't gotten to, is there a buzzer that sounds and they no longer have
I
any
think there
say?
should be a very loud horn or like small electrodes
Right.
are placed on them. No, I think if you don't hit the clock, if you don't get it by 90 seconds, I think you just agree, all right, we didn't get it. It's not
stands.
indisputable.
Calling the field stand.
Call and field stands, yeah. Thoughts, you don't like it?
No, I do like it. I don't like the 90 seconds. I'd probably add an extra 30 seconds in there. And that might be splitting a bit of a hair.
A bit.
But no, other than that, I like it because I do agree that because of what happened to Jimmy Saints, the NFL this year is liable just to shoot itself in the foot and then reload the gun and go for the other foot too, if some of the stuff happens. And I think this is a nice compromise. You have replay, but you do take do they have a timeout? Do they have a challenge left? This, that, and the other.
And do you guys have a problem with basically one, and this will be the last question I have for you very quickly, do you have an issue with the fact I'm saying egregious? The Saints call, that's an egregious call.
Yes.
If it's a 50-50, if we're jostling downfield, I don't want that overturned. The guy who's on the field 5 yards from it, make that call.
Yeah. Now, would this be for college and NFL?
No, we're just talking
No.
college football.
Just
How to fix college
so it would
football.
just be college then.
But-
Okay.
Yeah.
But we're using that as an example.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
All right. Does anybody have a problem with the egregious aspect of it? Do you like reviewing more
No.
plays?
No.
Yeah,
I'm saying
I-
review
yeah.
less plays by using this.
Yeah, I want to trim it down.
Okay, you agree. All right. All right, then. 3/4 of you have to say aye to this. So all those in favor say aye.
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 Really? I'm shocked. The next two proposals I'm going to make, though, are a little flightier. So my guess is I'll get shot down next. Come on back and we will talk about overtime. How to fix overtime, which Jimmy likes and he won't want to change anything. So come on back on the Sports Source.